Savannah Guthrie expressed her disappointment in God given all that has happened to her and her family. Are you okay that she shared this publicly, or feel when it comes to one's faith, those comments should have been kept private?
Well, I think she is an exception to the rule because her life became so exposed
Yeah.
and stripped down to the bare, essence of her soul because of what has happened and still is happening with her mother, which is, where is she? And I can totally understand what she's saying because I don't know, I'm not as religious as you are. I wasn't raised by going to Catholic school, and I didn't have any of that. I had the temple and church for me, and I believe in a higher power, and I pray and I do my own thing. I don't have to go to church, but I can do my own thing. But when my mother was sick in the hospital and I was praying to God, and then when my mother didn't make it, I was really mad. Like, how could he do that to me? I mean, but it's natural. I think a lot of people say, hey, how could you do this to me? How could you make these bad things happen? So I prayed so much and you didn't help me. So how could she's very faith-based, has written books, and she is extremely vocal about being faith-based, her family. How could she not feel disappointed that this was the most senseless, horrible thing that could happen? And you have to say, why would you do this to me and my mother? It hurt my mother when she didn't do anything to anybody. Because I was famous?
Yeah, I'm with you. I give her a big pass on this one. I don't love what she said, but if you want to be explicit about this, as Jesus was dying on the cross, not to get too religious, but he's dying on the cross and says, why hast thou forsaken me? Screaming at God, like, why are you doing this to me? Well, it was obvious why this was happening, but the point is, even Jesus on the cross is saying the same thing, basically, that you said, and Savannah is now thinking out loud. I do wish she'd kept it to herself. I do believe in what the Bible says about don't make your brother stumble. So you're sending, she's a big believer, not a believer, a believer.
Yeah, she is very
and she is
strong.
Legit, strong, Christian, God-loving, God-fearing woman.
And so is her mother. I mean, that was the night that she was taken. She never showed up at her friend's Zoom church.
Yeah, but for Savannah to admit the weakness of questioning God, some people are going to say, oh my God, maybe I should question God. And so you're making your brother or sisters stumble. And I don't love that, but I give her a pass because she didn't just lose her mother. She lost her inexplicably, where it remains unclosed. Like there's no closure to it that I know of, unless she knows something we don't know.
It's just so horrible.
I mean, we've talked about this. You have to assume the worst now.
Well, I read that now they have a catchphrase on the Today Show that if they see breaking news with news about her mom, they have to say, you're needed like in the control room or whatever, because they just can't have her there.
Excuse her.
Yeah. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. For her mother, too. This woman didn't ask for that.
Okay, but allow me to say, as a believer, that I've said this before, I'll say it again. Every time I went through something like that, how could this be happening? Then time passed, and I look back and I said, okay, I get it.
Yeah, but this is your mother being murdered. I don't think you can.
I understand.
You can say, oh, now I see why she was murdered. God help her and her mother, and her family.
It's hard to even justify me saying this, but there's always a bigger picture, a mysterious way, where you say, oh, that happened so that could. I know, but
Not in this
that's
one.
what I believe.